What is up? Welcome everyone to another Tuesday Mortgage Coach 10X Mastermind. I am stepping in for Dave. I'm Todd Bookspan, the founder of Win by Noon, and I am so freaking excited for this conversation today with Josh Mettle. Now, I think you all know Josh. However, Josh and I go back, gosh, at least 15 years, and we used to get together quarterly and hang out. And I think you all know it. He is one of the smartest guys in our community. He's one of the guys who has shared the most knowledge with all of us, and he just continues to shine. Now, a lot of you think that Josh is out of the mortgage business since he's taken over as the co-head of faculty at Loan Atlas, but guess what? His production team is going to close 47 families with home financing this month, over $20 million. He still has a foot in there, and he's really going to bring us up to speed on something that I think we all know we need to learn more about, and we all have a gap in, and that is going to be around Chat GPT and building chat bots. So I'm super excited. I could probably go on for another half hour gushing about my admiration and friendship with Josh, but welcome, Mr. Mettle.
Thank you, my friend. It's great to be with you. It's great to be back with the Mortgage Coach community. Yeah, thank you for the hearts. Appreciate that. I've been more or less locked up in the AI lab going back to January of this year. It's interesting, Todd. I've had this kind of change in emotions around AI. At first, I was very fearful of it, and I wanted to kind of pretend it didn't exist, right? Like a boogeyman underneath the bed or in the closet. And then I had one of these moments that changed absolutely everything for me. I used it on a project that I was delaying. I had a lot of resistance around getting into this project because I thought it was going to take me 3 or 4 hours. And I was like, where am I going to come up with 3 or 4 hours of time to get this done? I'm going to have to give up a whole Sunday. And all that resistance was going on in my head. And I woke up early one morning and started using Chat GPT as a thought partner. And I knocked the whole thing out in 45 minutes. And I was like, whoa, this is a freaking game changer. Like the level of leverage and the efficiency that I was able to pick up as somebody who knew nothing about AI at that moment was transformational. And so I spent the last 10 months teaching AI inside of the Loan Atlas. I immediately said, I got to start teaching this thing because there's no better way to learn than there is to teach. And it's been quite the experience over the last 10 months. And I'll just tell you guys, like, I personally believe 2022 will likely be the all-time high for humans employed in the mortgage industry. And the reason I say that is this year, my team, has vacillated back and forth between having a low month at about 12 million and our high month, not just for my production team, but for a few of the other branches that I support, our high month will be 50 million. And we didn't have to hire one more body to get from 10 million to 50 million, not one more. And the vast majority of that pickup is because of what we have used in AI and how we have developed some tools. A lot of them I'm going to teach you at a high level today. Todd, before I kind of jump in and share my screen, any other thoughts or anything else you want to add there before I kind of jump in and we get right into the teaching mode?
Yeah, just give me a brief. I know what I believe. I know how I use Chat GPT as a thought partner. Can you real quick just tell people, A, how you use it as a thought partner, and then B, how does this apply to outside of Chat GPT, since I know that's the tool we're going to be looking at?
Yeah, I mean, I just use Chat GPT, but what AI is AI. You can have different. I don't care which platform you use. I just encourage you to get on the bus. I believe that technology is a one-way street. In other words, nobody on this call is going back to is giving up their Tesla to go back to their Model T. Nobody's turning in their iPhone for a rotary dial-up phone. Nobody's getting rid of their Google Fiber because they really missed their AOL dial-up. You've got mail, right? Like, it's a one-way freaking street. We only go forward. And the greatest leverage technological advancement in the history of humans is AI. I just happen to use Chat GPT because the user interface works for me, and that's what I started learning with. So I'm using it for everything, Todd. Like when I wake up in the morning and I'm doing my on time, it is my thought partner for how I'm putting together ideas. If I have a large piece of information, I'm dumping that piece of information, like a document with 80 pages that I need to read or something like that. I'm dumping that document in, having it debrief, and then I'm going in and reading specific sections instead of reading the whole thing. I've created multiple GPTs, probably over 10 of them now, that help us in everything from disputing low appraisals, finding non-QM investors for particularly challenging borrowers, AI sales scripting, I should say, on and on and on and on. If our DPA programs, our jumbo programs, if there's anything that takes time, I've created a GPT for it.
Dude, I just love that. I just love that. And I think that that's the journey where people hear that and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so far off from being able to create this thing. And so I'm excited to have you lay it out in some simple steps. The fact that you can teach us in less than an hour how to do it, I think is mind blowing. And I think if you are not sitting here with a pad of paper ready to take notes, let's go. Let's buckle up.
All right, challenge accepted. Here we go. So I'm going to dive in, and there will be some downloads at the end. So I'm going to move quick, but the things that I move quickly through, I'll give you a download at the end so you have access to it. So what I'm going to teach you today is how to build your own custom GPT, generate more leads, and 10x your productivity. All right, so I want to start with this quote. This is from Charles Darwin. He said, "It is not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent, but the most responsive to change." This was true when he said it hundreds of years ago, and it is true today. And the originators who are most responsive to change are going to leave everybody else in the dust. Let me give you an example of this. This is an email that I created for a real client. This is a guy that I'm doing we were doing podcasts back and forth. He runs a podcast called Wealth Juice. This guy is in the real estate investment game, okay? And he's buying a home right now. And he said, dude, would you just give me a second opinion on what's going on? I created this email in less than 10 minutes. I literally copied his email to me, dropped in his mortgage statement on his first and second mortgage, gave it a prompt to do an analysis, and here's what and it wrote the entire email. Hey, thanks again for the great conversation. I've created a long-term financial forecast based on 4% annual rent growth and 4% property appreciation, which aligns with your historical appreciation. I put a couple of attachments there. Attached and copied below is a year-by-year breakdown showing annual positive cash flow after covering your 3.3% mortgage and HELOC interest-only payments, mortgage balance reduction through standard amortization, estimated property value growth based on 4% annual appreciation. 20-year highlights: positive cash flow, $739,000. Mortgage principal reduction, $144,000. Total property appreciation, $684,000. Total estimated gain over 20 years, $1,568,000. Then I go on to break this down year by year, showing him what his annual positive cash flow will increase, his mortgage balance will decrease, his property value will increase, and his total estimated gain, $1.5 million, because in his head, he was trying to figure out, should I sell this house or should I keep this house and rent it out? And look, I have his permission to share this with you guys. I'm just going to show you 10 seconds. I filmed the video where I went over this video with him. This guy has a podcast with tens of thousands of followers in the real estate and investment game. And here's what he said.
Message Northwest.
I know this is by the way, this volume isn't super loud. Can you hear that, Todd?
Yeah, we can hear. Just crank it up on your computer if you're struggling, peeps.
This is just as loud as it recorded. Here we go. A bit of a rhetorical question here.
Yeah.
But just with all your experience with financing, have you ever seen somebody on the lending side give this level of information and advice?
Zero. Never.
Zero.
Boom.
Never. And by the way, It took me 7 minutes to create with AI. So when I say technology is a one-way street, if I can create that in 7 minutes and blow the doors off somebody who is in the real estate investment podcasting space, and we didn't even get to talking about his new mortgage yet. We were just talking about what he should do with the property that he's departing. Trust me, get on the frickin' freight train or you're going to get left behind, I guess is the only explanation I can put on that. Todd, you want to say something there real quick before I move on?
I'm just thinking about, there's so many people here who are already like, oh my gosh, I'm so far behind. And so, I know that you in Loan Toolbox, you've been teaching courses on this for a while. So you guys have kind of the beginner version in there and then the intermediate step, kind of all the things that would get someone to the point where they could in 7 minutes produce what you just showed.
Yes. Tim Brahim started Loan Toolbox back in the 90s. That now has been relaunched as
Oh,
Loan Atlas, which I know
sorry.
is
I
what
got
you
that in my
have.
brain. Sorry.
Yeah. Hey, I've spent more time on Loan Toolbox than I have in Loan Atlas because that's what I grew up on. So I'm with you. But inside of Loan Atlas for the last 10 months, we've been hosting what's called the AI Labs. And I'm going to give you a very shortened Reader's Digest version of what I've been teaching over the last 10 months. But all of the classes are in there and archived, exactly as you said. So
Perfect.
let's get into it. So look, the first thing that everybody needs to know, and I'm going to start on the baby hill, and then we're going to get up towards the black diamond. Okay. So wherever you are in your AI journey, just stick with me. This is going to be valuable. The first thing you need to know is the difference between the different models. If you're going to use Chat GPT, which is what I use, I just find it to be the easiest interface and super effective and efficient for me. The free version doesn't give you the tools that you need to be a badass in AI. So I would get over the free version. The base 20 model version is an individual license. It doesn't do a couple of things that I really appreciate. It doesn't secure your information the same way that a business or Teams account does. It doesn't allow you to share across multiple people inside of an organization. And in creating GPTs, I was really limited. So like GPT-5, yeah, your models are limited. Anyways, it's like the kiddie pool version. I would get one of these two versions. I would either get the business team version because it gives you all the top level stuff, the newest releases, the fastest speed, the most intelligence, and you can put multiple people on it and you can share between those teammates. And in addition to that, it does not take anything you upload into the team version and absorb it into the large language model, which means if you're working on like proprietary stuff that you don't want outside of your company or how you do things in your team, you want that business team model that will enable you to have security around the modeling. And then the top level is an enterprise version. This is one that your company would set up. This is the only version I would ever suggest anybody upload somebody's social security, bank statements, tax returns, this kind of stuff. But I have built a GPT that we use on our enterprise version that you could download 47 tax returns into from the same borrower, and it'll calculate the income right. Like the power behind this is just crazy. So my suggestion is get into this business version, stay away from the free version and the plus version. This is what my phone looks like. This is a picture of my wife, not me, just in case you couldn't tell there. But the point that I wanted to share with this is that a third of the real estate on my phone is Chat GPT. And there's 5 different ways to interact. You can type something, you can take a picture, you can upload from your photo, you can drop a voice memo into it, or you can just, this is the voice memo. This one is, you can actually have an interactive conversation. So let's just say you were curious about what is the debasement trade. I've been hearing a lot about the debasement trade where people moving out of dollars and into gold, cryptocurrency, other hard assets. You literally just click that button and have a conversation with chat back and forth, asking it questions. It'll teach you everything you need to know about what just happened with the debasement trade. Or how about the Fed is going to, Jerome Powell is going to be speaking today. What happened in that announcement? It gives you an overview, and then you ask questions and go back and forth. The point is, this is not just, this is rooted in deep psychology, very deep psychology. Dr. Benjamin Hardy wrote a book called Willpower Doesn't Work. And in that book, he shows us that relying on willpower is flawed in today's overstimulated and distracted world. And he emphasizes environmental design. Environmental design, meaning make it easy. Stack your environment so that you're more likely to do that thing, that habit that you want to pick up. So this is my environmental design. I can't go 10 minutes without a reminder to interact with ChatGPT, which just speeds up my ability to learn AI. And with more iteration, you learn it and you understand it and you can do more with it. In Atomic Habits by James Clear, James says, environment is the invisible hand that shapes behavior often more powerfully than motivation or willpower. Often more powerful than motivation or willpower. And he says, apply these 4 laws of behavioral change. Make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, make it satisfying. So the first thing I would say for people who are just getting into ChatGPT, download AI, download the app, click on the app and hold it down for about 2 seconds. And then it'll pop up an icon that says, I don't know what it says. Do you want to make this bigger? You say, yes, I want to make this bigger. And then it'll show you different configurations so that it can take up more real estate on your phone. Like that would be the number one takeaway for somebody who has not put a toe into AI yet, or has played with it, but isn't using it 10 times a day. This is the number one thing that I would encourage you to do. All right. What's the difference between projects and custom GPTs? At the end of this, I'm going to teach you how to build a custom GPT, but you need to understand not only how to interact with ChatGPT on your mobile device like this, but also you need to understand the difference between projects and custom GPTs. This is critically important for your success with AI. So here's what projects are. They are organized workspaces inside of ChatGPT where you keep prompts, files, notes, and ongoing tasks for a specific goal. What the hell does that mean? All right. So these are you see my GPT screen now, Todd?
I do.
Cool. All right. So here's all my projects, right? I have one for the Loan Atlas. Let's just go into this Virgin River Business Park. This is a industrial flex space that I'm building in southern Utah, and it is the largest investment of my life. This is a huge, huge deal. And you can see I've got different chats going on throughout this project all the way back to August, and I probably actually have some more before this. But right from the beginning of this project, the first thing I did was I attached is the real estate letter of intent to purchase 15 acres of land in St. George, Utah. Please spell out the details and dates relevant to the earnest money. So as soon as I get the contract, boom, that starts my project. And then every time I'm going through, through a different iteration of where we are in this project. Like for example, the last thing I had was to analyze a geotechnical study. Has anybody ever analyzed a geotechnical study before? Me neither.
I do that every day.
Yeah.
Every day. Come on.
Totally.
No.
That's what we do at 4 a.m. So I just said, analyze this email chain as an expert in geotechnical engineering. Analyze the proposal and cost from Wayne Rogers Consulting for the geotech report and advise me if this sounds reasonable. So everything I am doing inside of this project, which is, well, what did I just do here? Hold on. Let's go. Woo. That's wacky. There we go. So everything that I'm doing inside of this project of buying this property and developing this property is done inside of a project because it's an ongoing, evolving project. All right, when to use it? You have a multi-step objective. Campaign builds out, workshop preparation, course development. These are all things that mortgage originators could do, and they would want a project for it. You need to keep a consistent set of instructions, documents, and history together. You want a shared context for repeated back and forth with ChatGPT over time. Like I just showed you, I've been having a conversation with ChatGPT for several months now on this project. Why choose a project? I'm going to move my share screen to the other screen because this got a little wonky. Why choose a project? Keeps everything in one place so you don't lose momentum or context. Ideal for evolving work, collaboration, and reference. Quick decision rule. If it's a living, evolving body of work, use a project. Before I move on, any questions around that, my friend?
No, I mean, I think it's super helpful to have that because I think that's oftentimes what most of us need to be doing and we're not categorizing as a project. So we're creating it and we're having a conversation and then we ask it the next conversation. And so we're not keeping something consistent that we can go back to work on. So I think that's super helpful. So, it's great to define that before we move over to the GPTs.
All of the most important goals in my life have a project, right? So these are ongoing things that are going to take me a while to accomplish those goals. So if you have a real estate team you're working with, if you want to be a CE instructor, any of those things that are massively important goals that are going to evolve over a period of time, create a project and have all the conversations there, because that'll help the quality of the responses that you get when interacting with AI. All right, what's the difference between a project and a custom GPT? Custom GPTs, a specialized AI assistant you design and publish publicly or privately with your own instruction style, tools, and knowledge base. You want a repeatable on-demand AI tool that anyone you can, AI tool that anyone can use and you can summon instantly. So you can share these with other people. That's the important distinction with a GPT. The task or process is standardized. So that's different, right? What I was doing in my Virgin River Business Park is an evolving project over 18 months. It's not a standardized process. A standardized process is, I just had an appraisal come in low. Your job is to act as a certified residential master appraiser and to review the appraisal and dispute the valuation and show areas where we can have improve the value and provide additional comps. That's a process. It's going to do the same thing over and over and over again. You want to scale your expertise without re-explaining every time. Why choose a GPT? Gives you a virtual team member that can be cloned and shared, best for processes, automation, and consistent experiences. Quick decision rule. If it's a repeatable, ready-to-use assistant, it's a custom GPT. All right. I'm going to go really quickly into building GPTs next. But before I do, let me just drop the screen. What questions do you have on that, Todd?
No, I mean, I think it's pretty straightforward. I answered someone's question on just how to upgrade into the business version. I had the personal paid version, and it gave me just click the upgrade button in there over to the bottom left of your account. So you should be able to navigate there. But yeah, I mean, I think you've done a really good job of highlighting the difference between the project and the custom GPT. I think we're good to go.
Okay, cool. Let me give you an example of how this works in real life. So one of the GPTs that we created was a GPT that we call, let me go back over to my GPTs. I got a lot of these. Jumbo, builder forward commitments, capital line.
I think that's the whole point. The whole point everyone should recognize is that Josh has a lot of these, and that is why he's good at this.
Yeah, and look, this has been an evolution over 10 months. My point is just get in the pool with me because you're going to get left behind if you don't have these tools. So we created this appraisal guru GPT. And inside of that, we just had an appraisal that came in like $30,000 to $40,000 low, and we uploaded it into the system. And it said market and contract data indicate the appraisal likely undervalued the subject by 150,000 to 200,000 due to omitted or inadequate adjustments, use of comparables with smaller GLA, unsupported $50,000 condition adjustment. Here's the comps they should have used. Here's the Fannie Mae guidelines. Here's the recommended adjustments. And here's your ROV letter. Here's everything you need. Boom. With respect, we request a review, blah, 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 blah. Here's the comps you should have used. Here's how you screwed up on your adjustments. And Todd, guess how long it took for us to create? 3 minutes. Three.
Yeah.
Three. You hit upload and you say, this appraisal came in low. Argue the value. Submit. And then it thinks for 60 seconds. And then it prints you all that out. And then you copy and paste the ROV and you send it into your underwriter. And then you close a loan and then you make an extra $15,000 this month. That's how it works. Get on the train like it's freaking awesome. And so we've been using these tools to find non-QM investors that we wouldn't have found before, analyze tax returns and find income, analyze bank statements, dispute low appraisals, like all the shit that takes us off of our tracks of serving clients, giving great advice, meeting with realtors. Look, Tim Brahim says you should only be doing a couple things as an originator. Talking to people who need to borrow money and talking to people who can introduce you to people who can borrow money and furthering your education in the mortgage space. That's it. Just do those 3 things. Everything else AI should be doing for you. Maybe not everything. 98% of stuff should be done by an AI tool doing stuff for you because it can do it with higher efficacy with a lot less time. I got a question in there. Should we answer it?
Let's take a look. Well, so one of the things real quick before you do that, so when you say to it, like, hey, think like a geo whatever expert, are you having to give additional coaching to it, or you just think that Chat GPT is so smart that whatever voice you want it to review it or whatever lens you want it to review it, and it can figure that out for you?
It's that smart, bro. I literally just copied his title and what he is off the bottom of his email signature. And I said, act like you're this person. And I copied and pasted because I don't even know what a geotechnical blah, 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 blah is. Some geotechnical engineer. I copied and pasted his title. I put it in the top and I says, your job is to act like an expert geotechnical analysis guy. Analyze this quote. Tell me if it seems practical for the project. Cause I've been, it has everything. It has title reports. It has my plat map. It has the purchase contract. It has absolutely every piece of data about this project. And then tell me if you think that the fee for this is fair. Came through with a whole report. Guess this is fair. Tell them to start right away. Sweet. Move on. That would have taken me 2 hours to figure out.
I love that. And so the rest of the questions we're getting are people asking specifics around your appraisal dispute chatbot and sort of how you built that. Cause I know it's got to have, Fannie Mae guidelines in there. I know it has to have appraisal guidelines built in there. I know it has to have the ability to understand, you have to train on what comps it's using and what the difference is between C2 and C3 and all those things. So that's what Josh is going to teach us here, folks. We still got halfway point through this call, and he's absolutely going to knock it out of the park to give you the step-by-step of how you build that piece out to create what he created.
So I'm going to walk you through building a custom GPT for anybody who thinks like I'm not technologically advanced. Team, I didn't take any classes. You know what I did? Hey, chat, how do you build a custom GPT? And then it told me how to build a custom GPT. And then I opened another window on this screen and I followed the instructions. And the first one took me like 45 minutes. The last one I built last night for DPAs, we got 7 new DPA programs. So I built a GPT that just analyzes DPAs. Literally took me 10 minutes. Like literally it's that easy. So I'm going to walk you through how to build it. And then I'll go back to my, my appraisal one and I'll show you the guts of the appraisal one and I'll give you my prompt. Okay.
That's amazing.
And by the way, we teach this stuff every month inside the Loan Atlas at nauseum. The conversation is about different things that people are doing in GPTs and how to swipe and deploy. Okay. So why build a sales coach custom GPT? Now, the first GPT that I built, guys, was a sales coach because I was really focused on lead conversion earlier this year. I realized that my leads probably weren't going to double, triple, quadruple with interest rates at 7%. So we needed to get better at conversion. So if you have lower conversion today than you did historically, perhaps the first one you should build is a sales coach. So save time reviewing sales calls. You can simply hit record. If you have the latest update on iOS on your phone, when you're on a call in the top left-hand corner, there's a little button that looks like sound waves. You hit record. That will record and transcribe your call into notes. You then move those notes into ChatGPT, which is 2 presses of a button. Then it will analyze the entire conversation and say where you killed it, where you came up short, and what you should try on your call next time. Get objective, helpful coaching on every conversation. Improve your influence and conversion with buyers. Always know what to say next. And I would say, when you get disruptive emails from realtors, from clients, from title companies, from underwriters, and your feathers start to get ruffled, and you know, I'm moving into the amygdala. I'm in my dinosaur brain here. I'm not really have all my emotional intelligence going right now. Don't respond. Copy the entire email chain, drop it into your sales coach, have it read the email chain and write a response. It'll be 10 times better than yours. So this is the first GPT I built. That's why I'm teaching you this one today. All right, step by step, build your GPT. This is it. It's not super hard. Like, there's only 8 steps. Literally, you could do this in 10 minutes once you get used to it. And there's a document that I will provide you. That's not it. I'll give you access to a document at the end so that you can have these pieces. And I'll give you a super secret insider tip. Just ask ChatGPT how to build a custom GPT, and it'll give you all these steps. So it's not, yeah.
You just gave it away. Come on, you weren't even holding that to the end.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'll give you both. All right. All right. So then you can share your GPT. And here's where it gets really cool. If you're a leader in the industry, you can share your scripting and coaching GPT with your mortgage advisors. If you are working with an operations team and you want them to be able to dispute appraisals, because guess what happens when you build a custom appraisal tool? I never hear about low appraisals anymore because they just run it through the tool and handle it. And nobody even says, Josh, the appraisal came in low, because they handle the problem. So you want to share this with the people on your team so that they can handle problems that keep bubbling up to you. If a problem continues to bubble up to you, you need a GPT. That's the rule. All right. So then you can share. The sharing the GPT is super simple. Once it's created, click on a few dots, click share, choose anyone with the link. That's the important thing that you need to know here. If you, the default is not anyone with the link. So if you want to share with people, you have to hit that. And then you copy and save the link. And I'll give you guys a document that shows you these steps. Okay. Here's my challenge to you. And then we'll jump into the appraisal GPT, because there were some questions about this. Once you create your sales coach GPT, this has given us huge gains. Upload your sales calls each week. Take a sticky note, put it on your computer. The sticky note says, record your sales calls. Then you record them, you drop them into ChatGPT, you review and reflect on the feedback. You practice new objective handling scripts, which it will give you. It'll tell you, here's what you should have said, or here's what I suggest you try next time. And then ask it for email or text follow-up language. So this is what I was talking about earlier, guys. If you get an email or a text from a customer or a realtor and it's frustrating, pause, copy, paste, ChatGPT, help me write an appropriate response to this. My objective would be to get them to do X, and just watch what it comes up with for you. All right.
Hey, Josh, two quick things. One is I want to give a quick commercial for those of you who want to have live sales training. Deborah Bird and I will be teaching our first ever virtual exactly what to say certification for real estate and mortgage. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We will always end up with a handful of realtors. We're just over half sold out. It's the lowest price Phil will let us charge for it. And you've all been wanting us to bring this certification to you. It's our normal 2-day in-person certification. Everyone's like, well, if you bring it to Chicago, I'll show up. If you bring it to Kansas, I'll show up. Well, guess what? We're bringing it to you on Zoom. It's going to be the first week of December, 3 half days. Deborah Bird and I are doing it. We've got some rock stars already signed up, which is great because really what you want is good people in the room, and this will be a virtual room. So if you just go to EWTS for exactly what to say with toddanddeb.com, you can still sign up. We're not doing any early birds. We literally just price this thing to sell it out. It's half of what it would cost if you showed up in person, and you save all that travel cost. So that should be a blast. That was number one. And then number two, Josh, is give us some coaching on how to record a call. Because I think then some people are like, well, hey, how do I do it? What do I say to the person? Since obviously it's not legal to record someone without their knowledge.
Great question. First of all, in order for you to create a great sales coach in AI, you have to tell it who you want to model their responses by. So when I went in to create my custom GPT, it'll ask you, give me a description of what you want this to do and how you want it to respond. And I can show you the tech, but said something to the effect of like, I'm going to be uploading sales calls, sales videos, sales interactions, emails, and texts from clients. And your job is to act like an expert sales trainer, the likes of Phil M. Jones, the likes of Tim Brahim, the likes of Dale Carnegie, the likes of Dr. Robert Cialdini. Like, find your favorite influential, most amazing scripted folks. Tell that GPT you want it to act like those people and give you advice on improving your level of influence, your scripting, and what you can do to have more success with less friction in your interactions with customers. And then it'll do exactly that. So my point with that was, if you don't understand what Phil M. Jones teaches and you don't understand what great scripting is, you'll have a hard time creating great GPTs. So everybody should go to the 2-day event. I've seen Phil, I've learned from Phil multiple times. He's helped me a ton. So just wanted to be an advocate for you.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you. Thank you. Someone's asked about hallucinations from AI. How do you address that within your bots?
Sweet. What was the question before that?
I was asking about how to do the call recording. Like, what's your script for that to get people to feel comfortable with it?
Okay, cool. So let's just do some live time. So you are going to, I've got you into my GPT builder on the appraisal, which I'm going to go into next. Here's the checklist that I'll give you guys access to in just a minute. So here's how you do it. You go to Chat GPT and you say, how do I record my phone calls on an iPhone? And then you go like that. And then it tells you how to record. Okay. So while it's searching, let's work on the scripting. The scripting goes something like this. Hey, Todd, before we get started, would you mind if I recorded this? Because I've found it's incredibly helpful to have some notes for me to reflect upon so I don't have to ask you the same questions twice. And I also am aware that your wife's not on the phone and she may want to know some of the things that we talk about. Do I have your permission to record?
Absolutely. Right. Super simple.
99.9% of the time, they say yes. I've had one person across my entire sales team that has said no, but it's very rare. So just ask ChatGPT, guys. It's super simple. You could also go to YouTube and to put in the same question. There's literally on every phone call you're on, there's a little icon at the top that you just click, and then it'll announce itself. This call is now being recorded. So you probably want to say something. All right. Let's get into this appraisal because I think this was super valuable to everybody. And then I want to answer a few questions that I've seen around the loan atlas. So when you go in to build a GPT, this is the left side. This is your builder side. And this is what your GPT looks like over here, okay? And all you're going to do is give it a name. You're going to give it a description. And you're going to give it instructions. So guess how I write my instructions for Chat GPT, for custom GPTs. Give it a guess, Todd. Are you still with me? Did I lose you? Where are we at? What's going on here? Can everybody hear me? Give me a thumbs up in. Okay, cool. Right on, Mike. Oh, hearts. Right on. All right. I don't need Todd. Let's roll. Here we go. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you. All right. So yesterday, guys, I was writing the GPT for this, and I said, hey, I'm creating a custom GPT. Oh, this is the DPA that I created. I'm creating a custom GPT with the underwriting guidelines like the one I've uploaded here. This is one of our DPA programs, with the intention of helping loan officers quickly obtain the information they need about the 6 different DPA investors we have. Your job is to help me write those instructions to create this GPT. This is the $1 million lesson from this whole class. What questions do you have for me? Because my instructions kind of sucked. And if my instructions sucked here, then when I go build my GPT, my instructions are going to suck over here. And then my GPT is going to suck. So then it said, sweet, I can help you write clear instructions. Let me ask you some questions. And then it asked me a bunch of questions. And then I wrote the answers to those questions. And then it wrote absolutely perfect GPT instructions, which I left-clicked, copied, moved over to my GPT, and pasted into the instructions. Todd, we're all good over here. We're rocking, bro. So you don't have to know anything about ChatGPT. You just have to ask it how to coach you and what to do. And then I was so lazy, I didn't even come up with my conversation starters. I was just asked it. I'm like, no, just come up with some conversation starters for me. What's the minimum credit score? Which programs? So it literally told me how to do everything to create this GPT. Now, I'm getting a little confusing here because the example I'm showing you yesterday was the last GPT that I created, which was around down payments. But I followed the exact same process when I created the appraisal guru. So I will copy all of these instructions that I created now that I just showed you how to do it. And I will put it in an email and send it to Todd, and we'll put it, can we put it with the recording of this, Todd?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll get are you okay if we put it onto a Google Doc then that we share a link for everyone who watches?
Totally. Yeah, that's great. That's totally great. I'll just made myself a note to make sure I follow up with that. Are you okay if I jump in here in just a minute and answer a few of the questions around the
Let's
loan
do it.
atlas? Okay,
Absolutely.
cool.
Absolutely.
All right,
You
great.
are here. That's your opportunity.
Okay, cool. So the reason I share this with you all is because we are doing a crazy amount of training around AI inside of the Loan Atlas. It's impossible to teach you everything that I've learned over the last 10 months in a number of hours. I'm going to go through really quick a little bit of information around answering questions in the Loan Atlas, and then we'll go to live Q&A. So hang tight. We should have 10 minutes to do live Q&A. So what is the Loan Atlas? The Loan Atlas is an online coaching community that teaches loan originators how to get more leads, close more loans, and build an annuity income stream for life, empowered and leveraged now fully by AI. We're building dozens of AI tools inside of Loan Atlas, so you don't have to build all this shit that I've spent the last 10 months building. You can literally just log in, upload your appraisal, ask for non-QM investors. All that stuff's being built out inside of the Atlas. What makes the Loan Atlas different is that there are 19 coaches and faculty members that have originated $29 billion in loan origination volume. So as mentioned before, Tim is the creator of the Loan Atlas, but instead of teaching one coaching style or dogma, he's brought together his top students that he's coached over the last 2 decades, his top originators, his top branch leaders, his top company leaders, and we all teach inside of the Loan Atlas. And the proof is in the pudding. The average or median loan originator closed $5.2 million in production over the previous 12 months. The median Loan Atlas subscriber closed 11.8 million, difference being 6.6 million or approximately $66,000 in income. I'm just going to move through this really quickly. This is the only way to get live coaching from Tim Brahim, by the way, is if you're a member of the Loan Atlas. He does a 60 to 90-minute session at the end of every month where you can bring him AI questions, meditation questions, how to build a big kick-ass team questions, and he'll answer and give you scripting around those things. And in November, we are hosting the next of our series of the AI Lab series, where we're going to be doing AI video production. Todd, this is the first AI video we have ever created in my marketing team. I'm going to show it to you live today before it is even posted up on social media. So don't be too hard on me. This is level 1. Tell me what you think about this. All right. Now, I started a new niche in my marketing team earlier this year.
I'm not seeing it, Josh. Is it on your other screen?
Oh, I'm probably screwing up the screen. Hold on, try that again.
That's all right.
That niche is about marketing to entrepreneurs. So this is an AI generated entrepreneur marketing video. Let's see how we did.
Technically, I made $300K last year, but after deductions and business write-offs, it's like $11.
Traditional lenders don't get it. If you've been declined because of write-offs or no tax returns, we can help you qualify for the home you've earned. Click the link in the comments to get pre-approved in minutes.
All right, now that's a beta version. So the little pop-up buttons that you saw that said the name of the software, obviously once we get to a final version, those will be taken away. But here's the cool thing. Guess how many minutes of my time that video took?
It had to be less than 1, right?
0. Literally 0. Once you take your picture with that advice or that software and you turn your face this way and this way and this way, and then it picked up my wrinkles, which really pisses me off. In Zoom, I have a wrinkle filter, so you guys can't see my wrinkles, but that thing didn't get rid of my wrinkles. So besides that, once you take it films your face move, and then once you say some numbers to get your voice inflection right, then all of those videos, they just type in the message, hey, Chat GPT, what would be a great video for entrepreneurs that we could create? Oh, cool. Then we type the answer to that, the video script in, and it creates that. And it took 0 minutes of my time. Like literally, didn't have to put on a suit, didn't have to get my hair done, didn't do any of the things. Like the videos just created. And we're going to teach you how to do that inside of the Loan Atlas. Like, guys, we are learning right now, and we are teaching you what we are learning in real time. So I've got 3 weeks before I teach everybody how to do video production. So I got to get good at it real quick. All right. So real quick, and we'll move to questions and have 10 minutes less. Our normal membership price at the Loan Atlas is $349 a month. We're discounting it to $249 a month. That is an annual subscription. If you prepay it up front, you save $1,000. This is good through October 17th. And if you guys go to this website, theloanatlas.com/replay. Maybe you could throw that in the chat for me, Todd. Or you scan this QR code. You're going to end up on this page. You hit the download button. You still see my screen, Todd?
Yes, sir.
You hit the download button, and it's going to download that GPT checklist that I mentioned, which also you can get on Chat GPT, but just in case, like it'll help you out. All right. Let's see. Get rid of that. Sweet. And then the replay of this video, if anybody wants to see it, the replay will be right here. You still see my screen okay?
I do. I just luckily I sent the wrong thing to us hosts and panelists, so I'll actually correct my typo, and I'm gonna post this for everyone to grab it. So I'm just talking to myself. You keep going, Josh.
And if anybody needs more information before they decide they want to become part of the Loan Atlas family, just schedule a free consultation right there with Nancy, our client success manager. If you do that, we will give you as an additional gift the AI prompt playbook. This will teach you how to calculate after-tax rates for adjusted tax efficiency when somebody's going from going to an itemized deduction system, and it'll also show you exactly what they can increase their withholdings to on their W-9, so that you can have more cash flow in their budget. And it gives you a script that lays this out so you can explain it to clients super easily and show them how they can get more cash flow. Okay. That's it about the Loan Atlas.
Well, that was really powerful. Wait, you're teaching people how to actually give advice to clients that is beyond normal mortgage person advice. That's true mortgage loan advisor advice.
Bro, check this out. This is brilliant. This was created by our buddy Drake Blaybaum.
Oh, love
And
Drake.
yeah, he's such a stud. And so he started using this prompt, and CPAs started reaching out to him for meetings. Like, like I haven't seen this level of advice anyways. So basically, by using this prompt below, you can turn a rate shopper conversation into a wealth advisor conversation, setting you apart from any other. Oh, sorry, I thought this was good. Oh, this is what I wanted to read. What most clients shop based on sticker rate. What they don't see is the real after-tax cost of borrowing, or how adjusting their W-4 can free up hundreds in monthly cash flow. So what you do is you take their scenario. Hey, this person right now is not itemizing their tax returns. Here's their income, blah, 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 blah. The prompt guides you through all the information you put in. With this new home purchase, show their after-tax adjusted mortgage rate, how they can adjust their W-4. Sorry, I said W-9 before. How they can adjust their W-4, and how much more cash flow will be available to them on a monthly basis so that they can afford the next home that's the higher price home. So we're actually showing people how the additional tax deduction would create more cash flow on a monthly basis by adjusting their W-4. And it does everything for you. You just like fill out a few blanks.
Yeah, I mean, that's just mind blowing. And I think that's, a lot of you are looking for opportunities how to up your game. And that in itself right there is just pure gold.
Somebody said they couldn't access the site. So let me just drop this in.
Yeah, I asked Paul to find it for me because for whatever reason, my link loanatlas.com/replay wasn't working.
Let's try that one. Let's try the custom GPT replay. I just clicked on that, and that seems to be working. So we
Perfect.
should be good there. Cool.
All right. Fabulous. Yes, that was it. Thank you, Josh, for updating our link.
Right on. What questions do we have, team? I got 10 minutes. I'm more than happy to spend some time personally coaching anybody who has questions.
There's a couple people who already have Loan Atlas, so Josh is appreciative of you. Yeah, if you want any of this stuff and you're not getting the free download, just email them and they'll get it. They'll get it to you. I have no doubt. Someone's asking about the video platform you're using. I think that's just the new one that OpenAI just rolled out, right?
You're exactly right. And literally they just rolled it out. We've been messing with several other solutions, but prior to this, you had to use like one for video, one for voice, one for background. And so my marketing guy, Colin, was infusing like these 4 different softwares. And I'm like, dude, we can't teach this. Nobody's going to do this shit. You can hardly figure it out. But when the new GPT version came out, he's like, dude, I can't believe how easy this is. I literally got on the site yesterday. Here's my first video. This took me 30 minutes. And the cool thing was I didn't have to do anything. So yes, that is the, I think it's called Sora.
Yeah, Sora, that's it. SORA. What someone else is asking about the hallucination question. Let's go back to that one. Are you seeing much responses that are that way?
All right. So such a great question. Thank you. Ooh, don't read my email, people. All right, here we go. So
we didn't see it, Josh. You're okay.
Okay, cool. You got my chat GPT up now?
Yep. All
right. When you build a GPT, you're likely going to upload documents, right? This is my FinFree is the division that I run called Financial Freedom Division. This is our appraisal guru GPT. And I uploaded the Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac appraisal guidelines. And I uploaded our company reconsideration of value form, because why would any human take the time to fill out a form anymore when you can just tell GPT, here's your guidelines, dispute the value, and stick it in this form, right? So here's my uploaded documents. Now, here's the really, really important stuff, guys. Uh-oh, I'm really glad we're having this conversation. This didn't save. You want the 03 version. The 03 version will be the recommended version, and it will only give you answers based on the documents that you've uploaded and the instructions. So this will eliminate 99.9% of all hallucinations. And I want it web search enabled because I need it to go find new comps for me. If you don't need it to access the web, just unclick that. Like the one that I have for my non-QM lenders that I've created, all I have is 54 sets of underwriting sheets updated, and I've turned off the web search because I don't want it going out and hallucinating and finding other shit. I only want it to answer based on the guidelines that I've uploaded. So make sure you, hey, I don't know which capabilities button I should push. Guess who you should ask? ChatGPT. It'll tell you. So O3, that's the model you want. Now, fair warning, the O3 version takes about 60 seconds longer to return an answer. The reason is it's literally reading everything that has been uploaded from start to finish before it gives you your answer, which is how it protects itself from hallucinating because it's reading those info. Takes a little longer, but you'll get rid of the hallucinations. If you're not talking about hallucinations in a GPT that you built, then you just have to ask it for its sources. Like sometimes you'll get information. Like for example, I was doing a bunch of research on the debasement trade. And for those of you who don't know what that is, put it into ChatGPT. And I asked it to give me the historical rate of return for gold, compounded annual rate of return for gold going back to 1971. And it gave me some weird ass answer. And I was like, show me your source for that and the math at how you came up with that rate of return. And it was like, oh, whoops, we pulled that from a website. I've now figured out that that's wrong. I've actually run the math from the price of gold from January 1971 to October 13th, 2025. And here's your annual return. So just ask it to show you its work and to show you the math or how it got you that answer. And that's the only other protection I got for you. It does.
All right. So I think this is,
so
I think this is a good last,
beware.
I think this is a good last question from Mike. He said he's a technical guy, but this all kind of seems overwhelming. So I think, Josh, you're the perfect person to talk us through what's the mindset shift that we need to have as we continue to know that this is such an important piece of our business going forward.
So I'll just share my journey. I am not an overly technical person. Like I can turn on my iPhone and I can turn off my computer, and I'm pretty good at dropping F-bombs at my technology when it doesn't work. But that is the extent of my technical training. I literally got on ChatGPT and started asking it questions. And then it would give me an answer that I didn't understand. And then I would type in, and actually, you know what I figured out recently, Todd, that's even like way cooler than typing? Let's go back to this real quick. Let me open another window. You see my, you see in my screen still, I'm opening up a new window of chat. So most people type in here, which you have to do when you're on a video like this because the microphone's being used for Zoom. But when I'm not on Zoom, I never type. I literally just use this voice mode and I click this voice mode and it just listens to me. And then it gives me a response. So I don't even type into this thing. So literally, guys, I would put a question into ChatGPT, any question in the world. It would come back with an answer I didn't understand. I'd click the voice memo thing and I'd say, talk to me like I'm 6. I have no idea what you're talking about. Explain it to me, make it easier. And then finally, you know what it said? Do you just want me to do that for you? And I was like, yes, just do that for me. And it will just start doing things for you, or it'll get you to the place where it's so simple. And you could also say like, show me a YouTube video on that. Or can you provide a picture to show me what I'm looking at? So just keep prompting it and keep pushing it. And it is its best trainer it is the best trainer to teach you AI. And you don't need to be really intelligent in tech. I'm certainly not.
Well, Josh, I took your advice. I do have Chat GPT on my home screen now of my phone, taking a bigger space. But you know, you got this third button here on your side of your iPhone above volume. And Ken Perry had posted on Facebook that he clicks that and it opens up that conversation with Chat GPT. So when I'm walking and doing my walking and talking, I'll click that and I'll start a conversation that way. It's just super easy. It opens it up, and mine has a cool Australian accent. She's very nice. We talk a lot. My wife is like, why does your chat GPT have an Australian accent? I'm like, I don't remember how I got that, but it's cool. But ultimately, I mean, think about how do you make it easier? For me, I've gotten better at it, and I'm nowhere near where you're at on this, Josh, but I've gotten better by just doing, right? I think that's the key, right? Just start talking to it. Take a normal conversation that you would have with Google or with a team member or with a friend, and then actually to start having that conversation with chat and then figure out what it can do. I mean, in the end, that's how you're gonna learn, is just by doing. And so I think as kind of we close it out, number one is go there's hi dog. Go check out all the loan tool, no, the loan atlas stuff, man. I almost went there again.
Okay.
All the loan atlas stuff, Tim and Loan Toolbox were such a big influence on me. I mean, that's how I found Building Champions. That's how I met you. So it's just a huge piece of gratitude that I have for Tim and what he's built. But ultimately, go check out Loan Atlas and the free tools that they're giving. And, I mean, certainly when you look at that and the success of the members, that's something that you all should be, truly considering. And then go back and rewatch this and watch what Josh is doing. Take the tools that he's providing to you as a gift, whether you sign up for Loan Atlas or not, and use it to build a GPT and just start doing this. I mean, the bottom line is that there's they always say the best day to plant an oak tree was 20 years ago. Best day to start doing what Josh did was 10 months ago. The next best day is today. And the bottom line is that that's what this community is all about, Josh, man. I just love you coming in here and sharing, giving it away for free like you do, and then often offering an opportunity for people to join Loan Atlas and up their game. Any last minute thing you want to say before we kick everyone off and get them out there to talk to chat?
Yeah, two things. Just answering a question in chat. The replay will be up here before the end of the day. So if you come back tomorrow,
it'll be on the
morning,
MortgageCoach YouTube channel.
Yep. And it's also going to be on that landing page I just dropped in. So both of those. And I'll just end I'll end the way I started. Darwin had it right. It's not the fastest, the strongest, or the smartest of the species that survives. It's the one that adapts the fastest. You're going to make a decision right in this moment. I'm going to adapt the fastest, or I'm going to get left behind. But just be crystal clear. Like I believe in my heart of hearts, that is the decision all of us are making right now. So encourage you to get on board. To the extent that I can help you, don't hesitate to reach out. It's been a pleasure to be with you all.
Gosh, my friend, always great hanging out. Thanks, community, for being here on behalf of Dave and the whole Trust Engine team. Thank you for being part of our community. We'll see you next week for our next 10X Tuesday. We'll also be here on Friday as well.
Thanks, Todd. Love you, brother. Cheers.